Hi, how you doing? Good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on NIGERIAN Watch. My name is Ima, and it's good to have you on here with me. I hope your day is going just fine. Today is Friday. Who is excited? Oh, I'm excited. I am excited. I am really, I'm really excited. So, cheers. Thank you to each and every one of you that has held it down with me all through the week. A big thank you to you, and I hope that you've had an amazing week. I've had a good one. Yes, I've had a good one. Thank you for being on here. Welcome to our newspaper review. Please do also like this broadcast. Yes, please, let's like the broadcast. On the comment section, I have posted the link. If you would like to join me to dissect the papers today, please click on the link and let's get talking. All right. Okay, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Take our time to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Thank you very much. And also turn on your notification bell. All right, let's go into the business of the day, right? Okay, Osagbo, good morning to you. How you doing? Who else is in the house? Come on, say something to me. I want to give a personal shout out to you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each and every one of you. Arise and shine. Let's discuss the papers. Let's discuss the papers. All right, let's see what our first paper for the day. On Tribune, we have Adeleke kicks as Oyetola appoints 30 permanent secretaries, 3 days to exit. Really, we've got quite some interesting piece out here. Says those. Okay, so Adeleke kicks as Oyetola appoints 30 permanent secretaries, 3 days to exit. And now Adeleke has come out to state clearly that those who accept appointments will exit service from November 26th. Osun governor-elect threatens. This one is not even wasting time. He's saying it immediately, so that when you are rejoicing, you are celebrating your your position. Just bear in mind that you only be. Can you imagine just 3 days? But okay, let's that's the first news, and it's already very unsettling. And here we have court disqualifies Rivers APC governorship candidate Tonye Cole. Appeal court sets aside Bacha. Okay, that's not very clear, so we'll just move on. And here we have adoption of Peter Obi. Count us out. Baba Chair on his own. Dogara's group's position will be made known at an interfaith event soon. Dogara, Achuba, 6 others say. Why Northern Christians in APC adopted Obi, and that's by Baba Chair. Soludo Ogs Obi in Anambra says I will resolve differences with him soon. Tinubu in Ebonyi promises to make Southeast like Taiwan of Asia. Gunmen kill 9, injure 20 in Plateau community. Child Rights Act now domesticated. Child Rights Act now domesticated in 34 states. Yes. Atiku in Ilorin promises to set up $10 billion to tackle youth unemployment. Reps probe $475 million Galaxy backbone, China fiber infrastructure control. All right. Okay, Osage Daddy, how you doing? Good to have you on this broadcast. Welcome. Yes, you welcome to the broadcast. How you doing? Please take our time to like this broadcast as we move. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Let's take the last story there. The reps probing. So federal government, the Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology, ICT, went into a deal of $475 million. Yes, Galaxy backbone with China to supply fiber, optic fiber, to use in the Ministry of ICT, Information, Communication and Technology. And now they are done with the first batch. The Chinese were going to go on ahead to issue certification and all that, but the reps are saying that they should hold on, that they would like to respect what has been done so far. Don't just issue certification. Hold on for them to go around the 36 states. It's supposed to be all 36 states to have this data. Let's test it. Let's be sure that it is working before you go, before you certify it and you move on to the phase two. That's just about the story. When you see China, you see Nigerian government, you see dollars, it just means that we are borrowing. This time around, we're actually pay them for a job, but they just want to, vet the job to be sure that it's all done. And even better, the Child Rights Act is now domesticated in 34 states so far. So you have one everywhere. Please locate one. If you see something, please say something. All right, we'll move on to let's see what other story. Oh yes, so Baba Chair. We have in another paper that Baba Chair endorses, or the Northern Christian endorses Peter Obi, but Dogara and Dogara and about 3 other people, they've come out to say that Babache just, he didn't even consult us. He just went out on his own to endorse Peter Obi, that they will, unveil their own, they will endorse their own candidates in a coming event. But for now, that Dogara is on his own and he does not speak for the party. But hey, we have it here. And Soludo hugs it out with Obi in an event in Anambra, saying that they will resolve their differences very soon. All right, we'll be moving on to another paper. Yes, so Adeleke. It's amazing. We have this in another paper. Let's move on to another paper. We will take the story is everywhere. We'll take it in another paper. Let's move on to the Sun. On here we have ex-SGF Babache Lawal's group endorses Peter Obi. Kan State stands on 2023 elections, says it has neither campaigned nor endorsed any candidates. Federal government introduces history in basic schools, begins training of 3,700 teachers in subjects. Christian Council lauds Governor Ogunwai on peace, good governance, quality leadership. I will set aside $10 billion for youth employment, women if elected, and that's per article. Appeal court declares Binani APC governorship candidates in Adamawa. Court disqualifies Weaver's APC Guba candidate. Senate committee clears Umana, dismisses 480 billion naira fraud allegations. I will address agitations in Southeast, and that's by Tinubu. All right. Bella Naomi, it's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you for being on here. And yes, federal government, they brought back history in schools. This is great news. This is great news. And it just, so much goes to say why the country has come to this place. History has not been in school, and we've kept mum about it. So in over 13 years, we've had generation of children who do not know about the history, who do not know about their history. What is said of a nation that has no history, or that does not remember its history? It's shameful. For 13 years, we allowed the government to sit to eradicate history from the curriculum, and nobody said anything about it. Wow. We shouldn't be celebrating. It's shameful. It's really shameful. So who begins? Well, and 3,700 teachers has been picked, to be trained on the topic, so they'll be able to teach other people. Just 3,700. All right, so you're just joining in. Welcome to this broadcast. I said today is quite a conversation. We've got quite some topics on here to talk about. Oh dear. All right, welcome, Omorodion Kingsley. Good morning. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Udoka Joy, thank you for being on here. It's good to have you. To NAIJA, how you doing? Thank you very much. Kingsley, thank you very much. All right. Now, okay, why did they remove history in the first place? Okay, but they did. And for some reason, the entire nation was quiet about it for 13 years. Oh dear. This is no. this is bad. I know this is bad. I think we should just, okay, let's talk about it, Mr. Machiavelli. I don't know if you are itching to say something already. Mr. Machiavelli?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ms. Emma. Thank you for having us today, and good happy weekend to you. First of all, sometimes when our this presidential candidate speaks, sometimes you ask yourself what is actually happening. You just read a paper that Atiku was saying he's proposing 10 billion for youth emancipation program, like the women, right? Now, it's a welcome development, but this is the same people that have been using this as a campaign promises and never fulfill it. But you are saying 10 billion, sir. My question to you, where will you get that money? And what are the strategy are you going to place on ground to do that? It is not talking, because the way they use this thing, they use it to capture the people, thinking, yes, oh, hope is coming, manna is coming from heaven. This is the same thing that the APC told the student, that they were going to be giving them tuition money. They were going to be giving them loans. The same thing, Tinubu is still using the same rhetoric when he went to Ebonyi. He was still using the same rhetoric. The lies is too much. Don't make promises you can't fulfill. And Nigerians should be wise enough to quickly be holding them accountable. Just as he's talking, Oga, thank you very much. Where are you going to get the money? That's number one. How are you going to implement it? That's number two. Do you just think that the Senate will just say, oh yeah, 10 billion without the non-debating on it? No, all these things, we need to put them into consideration. They should stop making promises for us. We want leaders that understand that this is how government works. The flood victims are there. We have not tackled that one. You are already jumping from taxi to 9/11. Oga, we are not going to work like that unless you give us the strategy and where you are going to get that money, that 10 billion. How are you going to get that 10 billion so that you can channel it to that one? But I don't believe them, because this is what we have been hearing every elections, and I call it very bold voter suppression, so that they suppress the voter to kind of cajole them to come and work for them. I don't believe it, and it's a total BS to me, because they want to use it to cajole us again. But Nigerians must be vigilant. Nigerians must be very vigilant this time, because if they don't, these people will use another strategy to cajole them. You were talking about our history, that they're removing history from our curriculum. That is a big colossal, because one thing, we have the Ministry of Education, who are supposed to make sure the bodies that are supposed to regulate this thing. But what are they doing? We have Minister of Education. What are they doing? They've removed all the history. I can't even remember. When I was in school, I remember we used to have this kind of things. But last time I went home, I had to go through the educational system. That there are a lot of things that is being removed in our educational system, right? A lot. That even if you ask a GSS1 student of certain things, he will not be able to tell you. Why? Because they are trying to make sure that we don't have these things, so that it will not be changing the society, so that they keep us in that Bermuda Triangle, that poverty. Because if they start bringing this thing out, people are going to research and what happened back then, what is happening now. So they don't want to tell. They gradually leave that, clean that thing out of it. So this is the area Atiku is trying to capture. Oga, which area how are you going to improve the youth without them knowing how the foundation actually started? Where are they going to tackle it from? So for me, it's a total BS. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Machiavelli. Good to have you on here. Good to have you on here, Wilfred. It's good to have you on here. Thank you for being here. Also, Kingsley, thank you, Mataya. Thank you for being here. Udoka, Joy, thank you for being here. Bella, Naomi, welcome back from this vacation that you went to without telling me. Welcome back. Anyway, it's good to have you. It's good to have you two on here. Thank you for being here. Please do also like this broadcast if you haven't. Do also support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Thank you very much. But please, please, please like the broadcast. So, Mr. Senaja, you asked a question. It was taken out of our curriculum during the regime of former President Umaru Yar'Adua. Yeah, Omar Yadwa. And reason they say is because people were avoiding the course, people were avoiding the subject, and they say there is no much job out there to do with this. I mean, it doesn't hold water. It, for whatever
Wow,
reason, it doesn't hold water at all. But the fact that we all kept quiet. Wow.
unbelievable.
How you doing, Mr. Tunanja? It's good to have you on this broadcast.
Yeah, greetings, Ima, and to the panelists, Machiavelli and Channel, the chats and the viewers. I can't believe what kind of stupid argument is that. You don't have to learn history for a job. You just have to learn history. There are so many things we do, even the degrees we have. It's also for our own personal uplifting and well-being, not only for jobs. And that is a lack of understanding of what education is all about. I can't believe for the life of me why anybody would take history out. We are even complaining that they took civics out, and this is why our nation is fragmenting. You have a situation whereby they remove all the basics of what makes a society, and they expect things to function. I can't for the life of me. He's lucky that he's passed on, because the kind of course I will be heaping on him right now, I just how would what is the excuse? What kind of when you do that, you are meaning that what you have left your people with is the history of other people. You wonder why Nigerians walk around thinking everything is colonial, colonial, colonial. Anything they see on TV is how they accept it. And most of these channels we watch in Nigeria they are partly owned by foreigners. So that's why you see anti-tribalist advertisements on TV that are sponsored by the British Council. You see, how is it that it's foreigners that are sponsoring things to keep us together? The whole thing doesn't make sense, and that is partly because of this type of attitude we take to our own heritage. How can you not know your true history? Anytime we talk about our history, you know how they talk about it. Oh, who created Nigeria? Who named Nigeria by who's? They're all in the context of Europeans. They don't talk about our own ancient history, the North culture, and all the things we accomplished that even before the Europeans. They don't even compare it. Everything they train us to believe is to believe that, oh, we are a little bit, yeah, we are okay, but the others are way better than us. And you wonder why you create populations that are looking to jackpot all the time. And then the little money you have to train them to get educated, you remove history from it, and then they go and serve the people. In short, we are raising children and adults to go and serve other people. This is madness, and this type of attitude really needs to change. And I don't understand how Nigerians sat by and allowed that to happen. Civics should not be removed. When I was growing up, in the south, and I saw some of the video, the radio, this in adverts. They actually advertise how people should be coming together, and even simple things as just being nice to your neighbor, stuff like that. Because you have to sometimes incentivize people and remind them the reasons why it's good to act in a civil manner. But you see that there is a decay out there that nobody seems to be doing that. The president doesn't say that. He just comes around and says now and again. Governors are stealing left and right. We're just busy robbing each other. And we wonder why our country is doing worse. I said it the other day. If you look at on the ground, physically, things have gotten better. But in the minds of people, things have gotten worse. Now I'm beginning to understand why that is. Because they don't have any center anymore. All they see is a country that they live in that seems like one of the worst places on earth, because everything they see elsewhere is better than it, and their history, they don't know it. Why should they be proud? If you're not proud of your history, the first thing, that is the first weapon that you have inflicted on yourself, because the moment you're not proud of your own history, you have now become subservient to other people. It's just that simple. You are basically enslaving your mind to other people's wills. And I don't that president, whoever that president is that did that stuff, then that Yaradua guy, he's lucky. And the fact that I think Jonathan was there when that happened, he allowed it to happen. woe on them that they allow that kind of stuff to happen. If anything, they should be reinforcing it. How are you going to get national unity? I said it the other day. When somebody is born in Kanu, they will be born in Kanu, they grew up in Kanu, but they have to pay school fees like people that are from other parts of the country. What kind of country are we running? We are running the country to divide ourselves, and yet we create UCOS service. How can that law be in place?
Can I ask you, can I just tell you one thing? I just want you to understand where you're coming from. You see, somebody who designed the Nigerian flag, Mr. Tawa Kinkumi, today, nobody knows him again. If you ask a JSS1 student, he will not know it. But just ask them who gave the name NIGERIAN. They will tell you it's Floyd Lugard's wife. They glorify those people no more than an indigent, somebody who actually designed. Tawa Kinkumi, do you know that his house is nothing to write home about it today as we speak? Nobody knows him at all. Again, it's painful.
It's crazy. That reminds me of what you said the other day. Henry Nwosu was begging people for money online, like, come and help me. This was a Nigerian footballer that performed very well for Nigeria in the past, and he was begging people for money for health treatment. How did we get to this point? How did we become so careless about our national treasures, about what we truly mean to each other? And you wonder why things are all over the place. This is why I'm beginning to understand why things are so bad. Because you're
even saying that. Sorry, you're even saying that. What about Choma Ajunwa, the first woman to win a gold medal for Nigeria? Where is she today? Where is Choma Ajunwa? Where is Francis Obikwelu? They all naturalize into Choma Ajunwa. I think she's Spanish. Francis Obikwelu, he's now Portuguese. So we don't care about our things. We don't care, but we glorify other people. This is my pain, because we don't want. Our politicians are trying to use it to make sure that the people don't see the light. They will keep on staying in the darkness so that they can use it as their campaign promise. See what they are bringing now, 10 billion. Or where is the 10 billion going? Who are you giving? What strategy? What do you want them to learn? What do you want them to do with it? Everybody is doing yahoo yahoo. Nobody's saying. You see, a lot of things they are using it to cajole us. We know. And that is why I don't think these people should be brought back again. They are just making our minds, rubbing our heads to fight each other. That's what they do.
That is, you see what you just said just now. These people went on to become foreign nationals. It's almost as if they are breeding our people to go and serve other people. It's almost deliberate now. And you wonder why. It's almost as if we are being run to be divided against each other and to be used to serve other people. Because how do you explain somebody growing up in a state in Nigeria and they will tell them that you are not indigenous? And even sometimes, I think one other guy was saying, even when he came from just because he didn't grow up there, he's from that state, his father is from that state too. They still treated him as if it's not. It's like, what kind of situation is it? In the UK here, when you are born somewhere, you can claim to be from that place just by being born there. Where you are from can be different from where your dad is from or where your mom is from. It's crazy how they do it. I say, why do you do that? You're supposed to go back to your source. He said, no, it doesn't matter because everywhere in the country is theirs. So wherever you are born, you claim you are from there. In other words, your dad could be from Umuahia, but you can claim to be from Kanu, and that would be it, period.
You said it. We have the same thing in Edo State. Recently, we have it. Thank you for bringing us that question again.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. To those on the comment section, I see you. Let's keep it engaging. Tina David, it's good to have you on this broadcast as well as Samuel Olaka. It's good to have you. Yeah, Tina David says Fulani paid 7,000 naira for Nigerian passport and other Nigerian pay 40,000 naira for passport. Why? Honestly, it's okay. Let's move on. Mommy Diaspora says the love for money has taken over the heart of many. We no longer show love or care for one another. All right, let's move on to let's take the punch quickly. On the punch, we have court stops Nigeria air indefinitely. Adjust case till 2023. Reps worry over federal government and China $475 million deal. We took the story already. Economic downturn eats manufacturers, oil service firms. Northern APC Christian leaders divided over presidential candidates. Electronic result transmission. Beware of fraud. Opposition warns INEC. APC recants. Electoral Commission under pressure over beavers. PDP. APC has hidden agenda on 2023 elections. Labour Party alleges. I am concerned about poor telecoms network, says Adamu. And the picture story on there would be the fuel situation in Lagos. Yeah, marketers warn of possible petrol price increase. 3 days to hand over. Oyetola appoints 30 permanent secretaries. 3 days. Kidnappers in army uniform abduct Lagos passengers. Probe begins. On impeachment, you are misinformed, biased. Lawmakers tell Ekiti, senior advocate of Nigeria. All right, we'll move on to the other story of the kidnappers in army uniform. So a young man yesterday, the video has gone viral of how he was almost abducted in Lagos. And that's quite a story. That's quite a story that the young man shared. That they sprayed something in the bus. He could tell, but he just couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then he noticed that people were sleeping off in the bus, and he was able to use his handkerchief. I think he said he spat in his handkerchief, and he used it, and he held his breath for some time. And after some time, the driver and some other persons were charging at him why he wasn't sleeping like the rest of the passengers that had slept off. And at that point, he just knew that, okay, this is it. Oh dear, that's terrifying. It's terrifying. Okay, Mr. Chooks, please, let's have you.
Yeah, good morning, Emma. Good morning, fellow panelists and everybody watching us. I'm gonna start with the history, removal of history from school and attempt to bring it back. This is exactly, to NIGERIA, I congratulate you for speaking out on this matter because you really, touch it as possible as you can. Yeah. The issue, this is why some when you I'm referring to you tonight that when you talk, it's as if we're somebody like me is just tackling you. No, it's not because I'm tackling you. It's the issues why it pains people because you don't know your history. Who are you? What can you do? You know, most Nigerians today who you see that are angry, they're not angry because they want to be angry. They are angry because they know nothing about this country. They absolutely know nothing. So when they see other countries, living well, living normal, then when it comes to our country, things are going, awkward. You don't blame them when they're angry, saying they are not patriotic. What makes you patriotic? Before you can be patriotic, you have to know your background. You have to know your history. Because those history, like the example Machiavelli gave, the man who designed the flag of the country, which if you raise to, you are proud to raise that flag. Nobody knows who the person is. This is the problem. And you want that person to be patriotic. How? You don't even know who designed what you hold it. You hold it. These are the kind of things. They say these people, that is why if we are speaking against Nigeria, it's not because we hate Nigeria. We hate the characters controlling Nigeria. They knew exactly what they were doing by removing those history. Because with those history, the children of these days will ask questions. with those history. The children of these days will demand a change in those things, because history is to equip you to be better. And when you take out history, how can you be better? So it's a calculated attempt to bastardize Nigeria, and this is what we're living in today. It's a calculated attempt. That is why everybody is angry. Thank God they are looking back to bring history back. No matter how bad your is, it's worth to be told. That is why it is called his story. That's the complete meaning of history. His story. As simple as that. So, them bringing it back, I am very, very happy. So that the children of these days will read it. If there's anywhere they're going to make changes, because they keep telling us, you are the future, you are the future. Right? So, those history, we're bound to make changes where the needs arise. That is the importance of history. So I thank them, and let them do it as quick as possible, because we need to actually start knowing what happened in the past and how we can prevent such from happening. I don't know which other this I think we're
That's
promising
fine. That's
heaven
fine.
and earth.
All right, Mr. Chooks, thank you very much. I will continue with the
Pardon?
story of the kidnapper. So, there are a number of some people who has been kidnapped. Just this young man was able to escape. It's just this is here. Kidnapping is here. It's happening by everybody now. It's alarming. It's disturbing. It's worrisome. It's unsafe. It's highly unsafe. If major cities like Abuja, Lagos, places like this, Port Harcourt, places like this, they are not safe, then it just says that the entire country should be on this. It should be on emergency already. At this point, with the only way this young man is alive and out here to share this story is because, in his words, he is fortified. So how many people want to tear juju for body? Is that our means of protection now? Is that the only way to go by? And the account that this guy gave was so gory. Now, this is just this. Okay, this happened in Lagos. This also happened in November 18 in 2022. Ogun State. I mean, Lagos and Ogun, they share same border. This man shared his own recount. This one was even traveling out of the country. This one was traveling out of the country. He boarded the bus. The bus was supposed to go to Oshodi, and that's how they got him. They kidnapped him. They took him. He said that the jazz was just not working, and they told the kidnappers to take him away from there, that it was not good for the rituals. And that's how they took him to somewhere. Was still unconscious, that a woman had to pee on him, according to his recounts. I had to pee on him for the jazz or whatever they use on him to clear off. I'm just saying it is alarmingly unsafe. There's another story I saw on Ben Ayodin's page of a young girl that was kidnapped in Keke, in tricycle, Lagos. This is Nigeria now. This is it. So okay, and 3 days to hand over. Oyetola appoints 30 permanent secretaries. I mean, the kind of leaders that we have, we are not trying with the kind of people that we are electing into powers. What is this nonsense? The other time, Wike is appointing 2,000. 2,000 today, 1,000 tomorrow. And you're appointing them at the end of your term. Look at this one, just 3 days to the end of his tenure. Just 3 days. Well, Adeleke has come out to let them know that the appointments will be ending with this tenure, and that in 3 days that they should get ready, to leave office. They shouldn't even settle in. They shouldn't even. I mean, of course, they should know that this their own appointment is just all political. This is clearly so. But we cannot even continue like this in government. We would never grow if they keep seeing themselves like sworn enemies, or they keep seeing themselves like competitors. That's not how it should be. We won't grow. And of course, everybody should get ready for possible petrol price increase. They should just increase it to whatever price and just open the fuel station. I mean, we will buy at the end of the day. People don't have so much choice. So they should just go on ahead and, you know, this is, for some people, this is their major source of power, because this one they can control. This is their major. I wish there's like a platform where the people can talk. The people can talk to the president. I just wish that this man has a way to connect with the people. They say the tenor will soon come to an end. Just be patient. It gets harder every day. Yes, they might have done one or two good, but the bad has overwhelmed the good that they've done. The bad is choking and blinding the people. Don't build us a train when there are people killing us. Who is going to use the train? So the basic. That's as much as we have on the punch today. Let's take one more paper and we'll move on to submission. Let's take the Vanguard. On the Vanguard, I'll just try to take the stories that we have not taken before. Okay, on brain drain, we now have one doctor to 6,400 patients, says medical experts. They are still decrying brain drain and saying that lots of, when the federal government should consider the resources that they put into funding these medical students. To what end? To what end is it? Will it come to, if at the end of the day they go to serve people outside? All right, that's as much as we have on here today. Honestly, today's paper, Mr. NIGERIAN, let's have you give your submission.
Yeah, I think what you said earlier on about how people can be able to talk to the president or their leaders, I think that's quite an interesting question to ask, if there was a way. It just popped up in my mind that they could create a platform that one citizens can be able to register based on their BVN or NIN, whatever, that so that no other groups can be able to come into that platform and be able to communicate with their leaders. Because I think in the context of Nigeria, we will have to innovate our way out of it. We can't trace the path of every other group out there, because our problems are quite unique. And there is nothing wrong with being able for the president to be able to hear the opinions of the people directly. There is also the aspect that the presidents, the leaders of our country, are often isolated from even their own member of government. I've heard of cases where the president wants to meet maybe a vice president and they will make every excuse to prevent the vice president from meeting the president. Can you imagine that? So if they can control the access of the president to his own VP, how about the people? And is that not why Buhari came out the other day say he didn't know about the strikes or something like that? So maybe there is something to what you said, because sometimes people say things they don't know how significant it is. I think that is quite significant. If they can have a way of reaching the office of the president directly, and the president can have access to it as he sees fit, maybe that would be a good thing, because he will be hearing from Nigerians, because they are authenticated, and this is clearly Nigerian citizens, not a troll or anything like that. That would be something I think if anyone is hearing this that has any idea about how to reach authorities, this is something that would be good. Even lawmakers should also have such platforms where the citizens can actually be able to air their opinions to them. This democracy we are operating, we have to make it a lot more engaging to the people, and so also to the leaders, if we are going to take control and fix things the way it's meant to be. Our leaders are too distant from the people. They are even distant from their VP sometimes. So it tells you what is going on. This is why a leader can just go on and say, you know what, we don't need history. We don't need to build a dam when we are supposed to build it. We don't need to do this, and everything, they just become corrupt because they become detached. Even leaders that we know sometimes are very good when they were not in office. That people that were normally fighting for the people and complaining about all the problems in Nigeria, they get into office, they start doing the same thing, and maybe it's because of this isolation that occurs when they get there. So I hope something is done in that direction to help bridge this gap. You can see now. You can see all the stuff we just talked about today is just showing the reasons why we are having the problems we are having. We on so many, from security to somebody was kidnapped, they have to urinate on his head. They did say that urine is sterile, so maybe he's lucky somebody was able to urinate on his head to help him recover. But this is a problem people are having. Anytime people hear this about news, their hearts skip a beat because they are worried that they could be the next victims and their family will become bankrupt because they want to pay for their lives. This is not a way for a nation to exist, and we have to, the next generation and this generation that we are right now, have to do the hard work of putting these things together. And I'm glad some people are actually doing it, because somebody is the one that went on and said, you know what, we need to bring history back. Somebody was there and said, we need to reveal the oil that is being stolen. Some people are doing these things. So those people that are doing these things, we need more of them. If you are silent right now, you need to become active. Every hand have to be on deck. I'm doing my own share in the way I can. Everybody that has the capability to help fix things should be moving in that direction, because you are very important to the country right now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Tunanja and Jacob D. Yay! All right, give us updates from where you are. How's the village? I hope you're enjoying the village life. Sorry about the loss, condolences, but and Jacob D says, can't the president do a walkabout to see there's no lights all over the cities? You say all over the cities.
Yeah, right. When they are busy worried about their head, walk about. We don't let them out of Aso Rock. No way. You're not going to do that.
I'm sure I wouldn't have to go very far, because it will be very far from him that you'll see that there's no light. All right, Jacob D, I hope you have, plenty fresh palm wine and bushmeat. If you do, all right. Also, there are two exciting news here. Okay, the first will be Nigeria ranks first amongst world cannabis use countries. That's Baba Mawa. I mean, why don't they just legalize this thing and monetize it? Because there's huge money in that industry. Every time we are ranking, Nigeria ranks number one, Nigeria ranks number one, and they are not making money from it legally. They are, of course, making money from it illegally. So just legalize it, and I mean, what more damage would it do?
Northern
They
part
say.
of Nigeria will not allow that nonsense. The northern part of Nigeria will never allow that nonsense.
All right, and
But
then
just
another.
move and pass now. Do Naija.
Then another
Do Naija.
exciting news. It says, Mr. Chooks, 1 minute, please. This is the last news, please. Says, why Niger Republic named road after Buhari, and the presidency has come to clear its head. They're saying that over time, other presidents that Nigeria has had, have not paid attention to Niger Republic as much as Buhari. That Buhari has opened up the arm of friendship. He has taken them like a brother. There's this relationship, and that's why they named the road after Buhari. And Buhari has done so well for that. We know that he left for Niger Republic, I think 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago he left for Niger, either yesterday or 2 days ago he left for Niger Republic, and it was for this program. All right, and I'm looking. I think there are other roads in Nigeria that they've named after Buhari, right? I don't know, but say get us when they see this Buhari where we know they see, right? I don't understand what this African leaders say. That is I'm by them. Mr. Chooks, let's catch your submission on this.
Yeah, it's not that Buhari is a Nigerian, so them naming a road after him is not a surprise. How many cars did he give to them? He gave them cars worth billions of naira. He commissioned the railway line to go into there from Nigeria to Niger. So if they name a road after him, they have done little to him. I mean, he is born a Nigerian, but in their mind, he still remained their citizens as just like me being born in the UK. If my parents groom me to an extent to know that I'm a full-blooded Nigerian, that's the same kind of treatment I will be having in Nigeria. If Nigeria is a serious country, so them naming a road after him is not a surprise to me. It's a normal thing they do to acknowledge you are one of their own. That's for that. According to the soldiers, kidnappers using military uniform to kidnap. That is the unfortunate thing we're having in Nigeria, and that is the confusion the military brought to Nigeria. You know, because all these things happening, if soldiers are not all over the streets, nobody can use their uniform to intimidate the other. It's those things we are crying about, but because some incidents never happen when you talk about such things. People will not understand where, soldiers are not meant to be on the street. Never. I've never seen it in any country. Soldiers, being on the street, wearing uniform, harassing people because they have the uniform. No, that is the issue. Because it would have been easier for people, you know. In fact, they wouldn't even try to use a military uniform. They will devise another tactics, not a military uniform, because they know they're not gonna intimidate anybody. But because of what the soldiers have been doing, that is what makes all kinds of criminalities using a military uniform, to go and rob people or kidnap people. But if we elect a serious president, all they got to do is take the military back to barracks, because that is where they belong. That is where they belong. To Nigeria, he said the North will not allow cannabis to be legalized, but they smoke it more than the South. They smoke more than the South. People who has gone as far as smoking shoe gums they use in making shoes or repairing shoes. Smoking soccer waste, and they hide under the pretense of because of our religion or because of. I'm not supporting them to legalize cannabis, you know, because Nigeria is not right for that. If you have to legalize something like cannabis, you have to put in many things, including psychiatric hospitals where you can treat patients, and that's why you need to tax them. But in Nigeria, even if they collect those tax, they're not gonna put those facilities away. So it's as if it's still illegal. People will be smoking it and getting mad and all kinds of sickness and nowhere to get help from. So that's why I'm not supporting ripping the people off from there. If actually do it, well, tell me, the tax they collect on cigarettes, what do they do with it? They don't do nothing with the tax they collect from cigarettes. In other countries, they collect those tax because they know you're gonna be sick and they're gonna treat you. That's why the tax on cigarette is very high. Nigeria does do collect tax on cigarettes, but they do nothing with it. If you are sick, you are sick for yourself. That is it. So it's, I mean, Nigeria is a place where, you know, like Tuna just said, you have to hold them accountable. But how? How do you hold them accountable? You see, we voted for Mohammed Buhari, but who talks to you and I? The presidency. Where in the world have we had the presidency speaks? No. If you have permanent secretary to the government, if they want to speak to you, they speak to you. If there's something the president need to address, they speak direct to the president. If the press cannot get anywhere close to the president, who are we? How do we do it? Look at the attitudes of those who wants to who are contesting for the presidency right now. They don't even want to talk to us. If they can't talk to us now that they need our vote, when are they going to talk to us? Going from stadium to stadium, is that talking to us? You talking to a selected people? These are the problems we are facing. So to Nigeria is very difficult, except Nigerians really open their eyes and let people they can hold accountable. But if you just elect because you come from my side, or it's my religion, or it's my whatever they call it, it's gonna always be the same. It's always gonna be the same. You invite them for debate, they're not coming. This is the genesis of them not relating to us. There's no way. The idea you brought is fantastic, but it can never go anywhere. I promise you that, because except we elect those who are interested in listening to us, that is when if you create that platform, then you checkmate them. Government agencies they set aside to checkmate these people. Go to those agencies. They treat them like as if they are nothing, nothing, completely nothing. This is a government creation, not the masses creation. So Nigeria is a very difficult place to deal with. Thank you.
I agree that it can be difficult. This is why I say that everybody that has the capability, even if it's 30 minutes a day from the struggles we have in Nigeria and us that are in the diaspora, even if it's 30 minutes a day, we dedicate to doing one thing, making one move. I think we are going to get there. Because some of all these leaders, they are comfortable in where they are because that is what they came in to meet, and some of them don't make any effort to reach out to the people directly. If you look at the way Trump tried to do it, he tried to use Twitter to reach out to his own followers, and
Tinaja, sorry,
yeah,
just let me cut here, Tinaja.
mm,
Yeah, you see, my senator, I wrote him tons of email, nothing, no single
mm,
reply. Gave him a call, text, nothing. I'm telling you this now. If you want, I can give you the evidence of what I'm saying. You know, so all these
mm,
people, they know what they're doing. They don't care because in the first place, they don't believe that you and I put them there. Because of their crooked ways they use in getting there, they don't feel they owe you any explanation. This is the
mm,
things that makes me mad. I- In fact, I'm surprised I haven't even written him a nonsense, cussing him. I'm still respecting him. I'm still writing him in a normal and genuine way. So it's those things. It's not like we are not putting in effort. Like I said, if I want to
mm,
put in effort, I have to start from my house. I have to start
mm.
within. That is what I can't go and start writing Buhari while my senator is there, my local government chairman is there. That's exactly what we're facing. Thank you.
I think what you said makes sense, because when you write to people, generally Nigerians don't have an emailing culture. Even when you write to universities or businesses, they barely write back to you. And there are very few institutions that do write back. I think I remember NCAT and some institutions do write back that have a better culture of emailing. But by and large, vast majority of Nigerian businesses and institutions don't have a good emailing culture. Even when it is official, they are meant to reply, they still don't reply. It tells you
Mr.
that
Tunanja,
there's something deeper in there, in the culture of the Nigerian listing, that is causing it. Not necessarily that they are not getting back to you because they don't feel like you are entitled to it. It's just the culture in there has not started
It's because whenever
using
you're
emails
talking
properly.
sense, questioning them, they will not reply you. They reply you when you write them
Mr. Chibuzo, Mr.
only
Tunanja,
to
can you
you.
listen?
They will never
Yeah.
reply you.
Mr. Tunanja, now this what you see, what you guys have just talked to now. Do you actually know that it is not that these people don't know how to talk to their followers or whoever they represent? It is just because they feel if they start doing that, they will not have an instrument to obtain that position anymore. I'll give you a scenario. In my state, Edo State, there was a politician in the All Progressive Congress who went to the National Assembly. He went to speak English from the first day he came there and left there, and never come to his constituency to even show them that he was the one representing them. Are you getting the whole thing now? Never a day. And this person is still another chieftain, but he's saying hallelujah to them now, and he's still telling the people who are in government today that they are not doing any job. Now you ask me, how are we going to deal with the whole structure? It's the foundation. I've always tell them here that the foundation is wrong. You cannot talk. A senator went there, speak English. You know the person I'm talking about. Speaking bodo, 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 bodo. At the end of the day, nothing, not a single pin was even represented in his own constituency. Not a single toothpick. No, let's say toothpick. Nothing. But this same person is still in the chieftain of the party today, and they are still running my state. That is what is my. You see, these people keep lying, and now you have another person. You see, when you don't fight the foundation, anybody that comes will start putting cement. How is the house going to work? Unless we just remove all this structure. These people, you think they don't know Twitter? This guy knows Twitter, he knows Facebook, he knows everything. But why are they not communicating to the constituent? The reason is because this is a clear way for them to siphon the money, share it to their cronies, and nobody will know. And even the same people that is representing, they don't even know if such person exists, if he's the one representing them. So they have disconnected with, that is why you see our state, everybody saying governor, because you have what is called local government chairman. You have a House of Representatives, and what they call people who represent them in the federal in the federal house, like the Senate and the House of Representatives. These people don't know. So these are the reason why you see all these histories are removed and things like this is going on. Because by the time you make them blind, they will just stick to the norms. And that is what we have been swallowing till today. The reason why you and I are talking now is because the structure we met here, the foundation we met here, wherever we are, is what we are using today. Now, I want to give you a scenario of what happened. The people living in the United Kingdom, for you to become a British citizen, you must learn what is called Life in the UK test, right? That Life in the UK test tells you about the history, how they made the United Kingdom. If you go to France, they will teach you about how the Napoleon and the rest before you become a French citizen. If you go to the United States, they will also tell you how they fought the war and how they matched this whole state, this 50 states to become a united country. All these things are the fundamental things that our children, they know, so that they know who is representing them, what they are doing, how much is coming there. But we don't have that. They remove all these things and they still removing more and more. It is the people in diaspora now that are not speaking. But if you go to other platforms, they will tell you that the people in diaspora are the problem. Because they don't, you and I are talking now because it is what we see here. My call is that we all that are talking, even if I might disagree with you, let us form a formidable force to actually educate those people, to make sure they put these people, they hold them accountable for what they have been doing since 1930, because they must come and pay for it. You cannot go scot-free, because people like me, somebody like that is still walking around in Edo State thinking he's the giant, speaking of bodo, 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 when you cannot, what did you do? You see, it's painful, my brother. It's very painful. That is why I don't like to romance with any politician. I think we must start from the grassroots, and the people must be the head, and they must champion this cause. And that is why I am here every day to tell them the country belongs to you, not these people, because these people, they have made you look as if you are just a bunch of nuisance, and they will keep on using the same rhetoric. I'm telling you, unless me and you start engaging them on this kind of where these forums that we are talking about now. I don't know if anybody can still hear me. Tonight, are you guys there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so now, my brothers and sisters, these people, governors, House of Rep, senator, a local government chairman, this thing, if we don't start talking like this, these people will another governor will come, he will do what he likes, he will go. Another senator will come, he will do what. Is it not somebody that went to the Senate and brought 4 wives? And everybody was clapping in the Senate, hey, chairman, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? You brought your 4 wives, you were proud. The other one came and said, no, I was talking to my 29, is it 28 or 29 children that he has? Very proud.
Hold on, hold on. I think I've heard you say this before. Sorry. What is it? Is it the number of children or the money that they stole that's the problem?
You are bragging because the money you stole, the amount of children, whereby we have issues that are lining up there that is supposed to be dealt with. You are coming to tell us about your family, how your family is, your family background, or you understand. We have no business with whatever you want to do, but the issue lining for us there, we have we have inflation, we have flood everywhere. Do we have people youth who are not engaging in Yahoo instead of them to be productive? These are people who are supposed to be futures of tomorrow, right? How are we bringing them up, to carry up what you have planted as leaders? Nothing. You are not engaging them. You are just engaging yourself, making sure that it's annoying. That's my point.
All right, thank you for your submission, Mr. Machiavelli. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you to each and every one of you on this broadcast. Esemude Adams, thank you for being on here. Mommy Diaspora, big love to you. Mama Jerez Kingsley, thank you. Mary Kimade, good morning to you too. Thank you for being on this broadcast. Mataya, good to have you on here. Jacob D, what's up? Michael, thank you for being on here. How you doing, Michael? Udoka Joy, thank you to each and every one of you. Tina David, oh yeah, okay, thank you for that information on here. Samuel Olaka, thank you. Bella Naomi, one and only. Wilfred, thank you for being on this broadcast with us. Omorojo Kisley, Osage Daddy, of course, Osagovo, thank you for being here. Each and every one of you, big thank you to my amazing panelists. Thank you. Have had a wonderful week with each and every one of you. We will have our last section tomorrow. We'll have our last session tomorrow for the week. I'm also thanking you for in advance, in anticipation, for holding it down with me. Thank you. Please do also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are yet to, and also turn on your notification bell. To each and every one of you that has taken out time to support us all through the week, a big thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, Dr. Gomez. How you doing, Dr. Gomez? A big shout out to you. Thank you. You've been amazing. Thank you, Mr. Edo Lightwatch. Thank you very much, Mr. Passat. Where are you, brother? Nice. I hope it's a good day going for you, Mr. Kennedy. I am not sending any shout out your way today. Evans, the bar himself. How you doing? This is a special shout out to you. Father Evangelist, man of God. Oh dear, I miss each and every one of you. I wish you a wonderful weekend. All right, so amazing panelists, thank you for being on here with me today. This is where you give your final submission. Let this final submission be on anything at all regarding Nigeria, Mr. Sinanja.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Emma. I must this thing, show that I respect. I just noticed that your hair was short, and so I respect that you can carry your natural self as it truly is. I wish more of our women are doing that. You shouldn't have to apologize for what you have been given, and so I respect that this thing greatly. And believe you me, others will too. There's no other people that will look at you and think, oh, yeah, you are trying to be what you are not, and they respect it more. Regarding the topics today, I don't want
Mr.
to.
Sinanja, thank
You don't
you.
have to say anything.
Thank
You don't have to.
you.
Um, the regarding the stuff we talked about today, I think some topics we just come along and you don't really know the significance of it. I think this one is quite significant because it matters to what makes nations what they are. How the people interact with each other and things that are important like history, how you communicate with your leaders, those type of things. And I think we need to be doing a lot more work in these mechanisms because that is, it's almost like your system in your body. The way they all work together, that's why we are the way we are. And if we have a good way of reaching out to our leaders, and I understand what the other speaker said about communication being an issue in Nigeria, and that's the things we need to fix. Every institution now needs to have people that are there to be replying to emails and stuff like that. Those are the little things that matter because it allows people to engage with the state. And I actually believe our democracy can be made more advanced than what they have here in the West. It's not necessary that you have to have a lot of money. It's just democracy is about consultation. You need to consult the people in decision making. And Nigerians are just watching their leaders run like operating from a totally different level where they don't even reach them at all, and that needs to change. A country like Nigeria with this diversity, it's very important they are able to reach their leaders and have a sense of community amongst this in themselves. We've come very far, I must say. Nigerians have come very far. We have accomplished a lot. Look at Nollywood, look at Afrobeat, look at some of the things we've accomplished, even peacekeeping and all the rest. Now they are discovering oil all over the country. There's a lot. We have a great future if we just do all the necessary things. And I implore all our people that are out there, remember, you're not doing it for the thieves. You are doing it for the good ones. The women out there having children, the little children going to school. Those are the ones you are doing it for. So that we don't have to go to other people's countries and they kick us out. You see our teenagers crying because they have kicked them out of foreign lands because everybody treats us like trash. This is not new. We have to fix our own, and we've been given a lot. God has given us a lot. We can't go and cry to God for this one. It's up to us. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Sinanja, I agree with you. We've been given a lot. We are so blessed. We are truly, truly, truly blessed. Thank you for that submission there, Mr. Sinanja. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Chooks, let's have your final submission. And thank you for being on this broadcast, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ima. I can agree more with to Niger. He just said it all. We need to up our game, and I think you need to start from who we are electing. We cannot do all these things we are suggesting here, except we elect the right people. Because electing the right people means giving you and I voice. You know, without voice, there's you can do. So let us go for the right candidate right now, which is Peter Obi and Dati. So that we can start making a headway. We obviously we have seen most times we call upon them, upon the presidential candidates. We know those who have come to us to answer our questions. So I believe if we do the right thing, elect the right people. I'm not just saying for the presidency. We should start it from the grassroots, from our local government, our councillors, our state governors, because without this holding these people to account, there is nothing that is going to move forward in Nigeria. Thank you.
Mr. Chooks, thank you for that submission. Thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Sending so much sunshine to you,
And
my
you too.
gentlemen. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. There's too much sunshine already in Lagos, so don't send more sunshine to us. But thank you, Mr. Chooks. Thank you so very much. All right, please join me every day, Monday to Saturday by 10 a.m. Nigerian time for our newspaper review, and then we have the chats Mondays and Wednesdays. Yes, by 1 p.m. Nigerian time. Then there is a discussion by 5 p.m. Every Monday through to Thursday by 5 p.m. Join us for our discussion. Join us for debates every Friday by 6 p.m. Do well to turn on your notification bell so you join us every time that we go live. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let me see, is anybody saying anything? Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the kisses. Thank you for the roses. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. To each and every one of you out there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, Mr. Vine Maxwell, how you doing? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Vine Maxwell. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day to each and every one of you. I'll see you tomorrow. Do well to join us by 6 p.m. today for our debate. Until then, stay safe. Bye for now.